Hi, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Happy belated National Hospital Day. Yeah, National Hospital Day is actually on the 6th of March. And well, with everything going on with politics lately, I keep saying I'm going to do some episodes based off the national days, but writing the novel and the greeting cards and everything, like, yeah. And some people might be like, is she really working on all of this stuff? Because you see the books that are at the end of my videos, and majority of those are published. But yeah, it was like, I'm going to have new products out soon. If you knew disability life and the craziness, the crap that I'm literally dealing with right now, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, but anyways, yeah. Yesterday was National Hospital Day, and I know I just did an episode about Dr. George Cirilli. Whew, yeah, that no good, awful jerk. And like everything I talk about in my videos are of my opinion. And in my opinion, Dr. George Cirilli is nothing but a bigoted, awful jerk who does not care about certain patients because yeah, the link the link will be in the slides or in the video and everything like that. So yeah, just click on it, watch it. It's everything I talk about is true. He's a real doctor. You can look him up. I don't care. Don't call him. Don't call. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna make an appointment with him because you think he's gonna be a great doctor for you, do you, boo. But I I lived my life to the point where no one believed me. I lived my life to the point where everyone was saying the pain is in my head. Okay, the pain is in my head. So while I'm in pain, just say, no, it's like I'm not in pain. Shut up, stop it, whatever, keep going. What? That's one reason why I don't have a problem saying shut up, because I had to keep telling myself shut up throughout my life. When I would trip over myself, or when I would lose my balance, or like whenever I would just be like, shut up, whatever, it's your fault, whatever, shut up, like, what's wrong with you? Something's wrong, like something's wrong with your mind or whatever. Because doctors kept, white doctors especially, there was one black, I'm not gonna, because yeah, I am not trying to say like all black female doctors deserve a halo on her head, because no, the one that told my mother to spank me until I walked right, that was a black woman. That she's a black woman. And so yeah, yeah, she mixed up the whole, because she even was saying, what are your thoughts on spanking and religion, or what do you practice religiously or whatever. Yeah, don't mix religion with your, now if you're a doctor, be a doctor. It's like, yeah, don't mix the two. But other than her, my nightmare doctors were majority white male doctors and white female doctors. The worst was a white female doctor. Oh, that no good, awful. But and the thing is, they forced her to retire. I don't know if she retired or they fired her, but they forced her out because they caught her doing some stuff. I still want to know what they caught her doing. Because part of me, like, people keep saying that, oh, I don't think you can sue. Doctors are just guessing. Like, no. What is she, like, because all of the times when I've told you guys that after I was an adult, this doctor would call my mother and tell her everything about my appointments, talk about me, gossip about me, degrade me, and everything like that, until I was punished some more about how I walked, because I was asking her for a second opinion, but then I was denied the second opinion. And she would just tell me that, oh, you just don't want to walk right. This is your choice. You're deciding this. And then I would end up crying. And then she would call my mom, and my mom would call me in the room. Ha ha ha! You were laughing. You were crying with the doctor. You cried about how you walked. It's called pick up your feet. Pick up your feet. Why are you so you're so bullheaded. You're so stubborn. All you gotta do is pick up your feet. You cried at the doctor's. Did you really cry with that doctor? But when I refused to go back to her, next thing I was, yeah, threatened. I was. You better go back to that. So then I tried to switch doctors. And she found out. She found out and she refused. She was like, no, you're not changing doctors. Then she called my mother again. And so then I was told, you better not switch doctors because this doctor had the power over me. This doctor, like, and that's one reason, like, I told you, like, after a while, like, when she forced me, like, when I had to make an appointment, I didn't say anything. So, how are you today? Shrug my shoulders. Oh, what's wrong? Shrug my shoulders. What are you here for? Shrug my shoulder. Like, and then, like, if it was yes or no, just say yes or no. Oh, explain. Shrug my shoulders. I didn't care. Like, yeah. Did I get in trouble? Of course. Did I care? No, because the less arsenal I gave that woman to be able to call my mom, the better. So it's like, yeah, it's like I started learning about being petty in college. And I was being it's like I'm a professional petty now, but I was practicing my pettiness back then. hmm Because with her, and then when I was in so much pain, I could hardly walk, hardly stand. I went, like, 'cause at first I had the ear infection with Dr. David. He couldn't care less. It's like, I mean, he treated me, gave me the antibiotics because, well, he put the stethoscope in my ear, and it's like, I mean, within seconds. I don't even know if a second went by. All he, like, it was just like bam out. It was like the stethoscope thing, not the stethoscope. What do you call the thing that they put in your ear? Whatever that tool is. It was in and out of my ear so quickly because when I told him my ear is hurting so badly, I think I might have an ear infection, but I've never had one. So I don't like, and he put the tool in, it was so quick. And, but then with my walking and stuff, I'm like, it's getting worse and worse. And I've been to other doctors, white male doctors. One might have been female. But when I finally talked to him, because my ear was still like, in a little bit it was irritated and stuff, and since I was teaching at schools, and I think I was still at the drug and alcohol testing facility or whatever, but it's like I was doing marketing for them. And so, whatever, I was working two or three jobs or whatever. And so I kept getting sick. So I wasn't sure if it's because of me, like, getting sick so much or whatever. So I was going back to see if I needed to do anything else. Even if not medication, I was just trying to see, like, what else can I do because it's hurting. And especially, like, trying to teach middle school students and yeah, let's just say that's interesting. But then I brought up my knees and my legs and the pain. Just go home and lose weight, was his response. Just go home and lose some weight. When just a few years later, I was not able to walk anymore. When just 2 years later, I had to start using a cane. Soon after that, a walker. Then I had to have the major surgery. And now it's like, I hope one day I won't need the walker all of the time, but I can't get around without my walker. But when I saw him, it's like I was in so much pain, but I could at least still walk. And that's what hurts the most with a lot of these white male doctors. They couldn't care less. Or even male doctors, because Dr. Biondo, he's Middle Eastern. He told me just walk it off. He told me go home and lose weight, go home and walk it off. That's what both of them said. And then the one doctor from U of M, because I was trying to get a second opinion, and one of my sisters told me to go and get a second opinion because she said this isn't making any sense. And he was just like, there's nothing wrong with you. The x-rays are normal. Everything looks great. So he was like, maybe you just need to get out and go out for a jog for a change. Go outside. And he was like, yeah, because nothing's wrong with you. And then, yeah, there's quite a few white male doctors. But like the only like, okay, well, I do have to give credit because, yeah, it's like with me, I give the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I will never forget Dr. Money. That is her name too. She, like, if anybody in the Metro Detroit area in Michigan, if you want a good neurologist, a good doctor, go see Dr. Money. It's like I might be switching my neurologist back to her if she has room, but she is amazing. I had to choose between two. Like, I didn't know that it's like because they were giving like both the neurologists were giving me two different tests and things like that, so I didn't know they were the same specialty. And then they said I had to choose, but yeah. So anyway, that's a different story for a different day. But it's funny that all of the doctors that I cherish are female, and there is one of them is a white female doctor. So if any of you guys need one, it's like, yeah, it's like one of or my normal my my generic doctor, she left this year, like a couple months ago. Kind of breaks my heart because she's into natural medicine too. So it's like she doesn't think I'm a witch, or yeah, because some people, even especially Christian people, oh, that sounds like witch stuff. What? And it's natural remedy, like it's tinctures or mushrooms, flowers, that kind, like. But yeah, it's like I've had people literally trying to say that I'm trying to be. I'm like, are you serious? No, like it's stuff from the earth. Like, and see, that's what gets me. And I'm probably gonna have a whole, like, there's so many episodes, and like, so I'm just gonna first I need to finish my novel, and I need to like publish the 5 children's books that are in different phases of being in completion. That's what I need to do. That is what I need to do. Okay, okay. Anyway, but with the medical field, with doctors and things like that, like my favorite doctors that I cherish are all female. Every single male doctor disappointed me. Every single one. They either told me it was my fault, it was in my head, I'm making it up, I'm lying, go home, lose weight, walk it off, you're making something out of nothing. It's like maybe it's stress. But you like, oh, I remember one doctor said, maybe it's stress, but you don't have anything to stress about, even though he didn't know anything about my life. But yeah, you have nothing to stress about, so don't worry about it. And I remember there was one Middle Eastern doctor. I think she was a generic doctor, but she read the notes that Dr. George Cirilli wrote or whatever. And she was just like, well, in my notes it says nothing's wrong with you. So it's like nothing must be wrong. And I was like, but you don't understand the pain I'm in. But I don't see anything, like, if you don't, even though you don't see bruises, even though you don't see scars, like some people feel like some doctors think if I don't see a bruise or a scratch, nothing is wrong with you. The pain is in your head. And at the end of the day, I was born, I repeat, I was born with a disability. I have been in different phases of pain throughout my life, but no one would listen to me. So many Caucasian doctors, especially Caucasian male doctors, they literally accuse me of being nothing but a liar. And with some doctors, with some female doctors, they refused to listen to me afterwards. With some doctors, they decided to tie in their religious views and even say, just spank it out of her. It's like the devil might be trying to take over. Yeah, you're trying to call me a witch, but yeah, but anyway. Oh no, it wasn't her, but I'm just giving like Christian trauma. If you don't think there's nothing of the sort of Christian trauma, then yeah, bless your soul. Bless your soul. Your ignorant, naive soul. But anyway, I have seen the good, the bad, the ugly, the horrific, the scary. Like, my medical life is a lot of a horror story. And I've talked so much about it that I'm not going to repeat it. Trust me, I know some of you guys are like, okay, yeah, we already know. But I know, like, even aside from the disability, like, I remember, like, for some reason, doctors have a hard time drawing blood from me. And okay, this is when I'm gonna dog out some white female, like, it's like nurses and stuff, because one time there was three of them, and they were taking turns. I had bruises on my arm for almost 2 full weeks. And I know almost 2 full weeks because I was in college. And it's like it was like the spring or summer. And so I didn't like, I would take off my jacket or whatever, and like my arm would be out because I didn't want to be like, because in that one building, it was always like hot on one side of the building, cold on the other. And I was on the hot side. And there was this one student who he didn't know how to, he never wanted to mind his own business. I think his life was so boring and basic that he always had to mind or peek his head in other people's business. Ha ha ha, you must have a boyfriend that beats you. Ha ha ha, look at your arm. Ha ha ha, you got bruises. And say this out loud. Said this out loud. And so then I would be like, well, I went to the doctors and the nurses had a hard time drawing blood from me. You can't get that from getting blood drawn. It was so embarrassing. So embarrassing, like, because other students would come and stare. One student got up because I remember the professor told them to have a seat. They're like, no, 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 I want to see it. I want to see it. And she literally, like, even crossed, like, she had to, like, almost do a jump over some book bags in order to come and peek at my arm. And I'm just like, all of this just to look at. And I was like, it's right where you would draw blood. Just leave me alone. So, yeah, so that was one embarrassing thing. But I remember one time there was a black woman at the place. And I told her, I was like, please, please don't. Please, like, if you have to draw blood, can we figure something out? I don't know. It's like, and I was like, I will ask my sister to go pick up a Burger King Whopper, because I remember one nurse was like, eat 2 Whoppers next time you have to get blood drawn. And so I was just like, please, like, I'll ask my sister. She was like, what are you talking about? She was like, no, 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 honey, no, don't worry. And so she got it from my hand, just like in the video and stuff. I thought it was funny because I was just like, I'm the same way. It's like, all of my life, people have had trouble getting, drawing blood from me. And I've had bruises on my arms, like, on more than 5 occasions because of the hard time, the difficult time they've had to draw my blood. And it's so, like, and sometimes it would be painful. I remember one time, I think it was right before or right after my surgery, they wanted to do more tests or whatever. And there was one woman, I was in pain after that. And it's like, because my sister watched too, and my sister even she was gonna come closer to support me, and it was like, no, 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 sit right there. You don't need to be any closer. And she was like, I think you're putting my sister in pain. She'll be fine. She'll be like, she was like, it's a needle. It's fine. She's fine. But it was hurting. I was in pain. And so I remember my sister got me a smoothie after that because she was just like, that woman, she needs to get a different job. She is out of her mind. I don't know. Like, but the one black woman, when she was like, I explained to her how, like, about the three women who were drawing my blood and everything and how painful it was. And she was like, mm-mm. And she got it in the top of my hand. And when I saw her, I was like, we both started laughing because I had that like shocked and amazed face while she was doing it because I was like, oh, this is easy, this is amazing. And she was laughing. She was like, honey, it's like, oh, it's like you didn't know, and I was like, everyone's always told me they had to do it, and she was just like, they're lying. And I remember after my surgery, it's like yeah, there's so many times I've had to get blood work or whatever, but after that they had to draw blood or whatever, and I tried to tell them, I was like, oh, can you please do it right here? And I was like, this is the same exact spot, and actually I still there's still a little peck or a little hole right where it's like I used to be able to find it pretty easily. It might have disappeared now, but for years I was always able to point at like the exact spot. Oh, here it is. And so I was like, I pointed at the spot or whatever to the lady. She's like, I can't do that. I can't do that. And I was like, yeah, but the last person, that's where they drew it from. I was like, in the typical spot, they have a hard time and it hurts. Oh, you can get like, and she was kind of like the other lady. It's a needle. You'll get over it. You'll like, and it hurt again. And so this is why, like in a few videos now, I've mentioned medical staff, doctors, get over your egos. White male doctors, white doctors, period, get over yourselves. Listen to your patients, because I already told majority of the story of Dr. George Cirilli and everything. His ego was so big, he thought he knew everything, and he thought just because I am a thicker woman or a plus size woman, like, and the thing is, I'm not that plus size. He weighs more than me. He's about twice my age and everything like that. So for him to just tell me go home and lose weight for my leg pain, and then maybe like 4 years later, I think like 3, 4, maybe 5 years. No, it wasn't 5 years. 3 or 4 years later, I could not walk any longer. And now today, like my next doctor will be female, and hopefully a female of color. I'm gonna be looking for it. Gonna be praying for. Because I had my dream team, and so I was so sad when my general doctor said that she was leaving the practice, or leaving, not leaving the practice, but leaving the company, whatever. And I even wrote her. I was just like, no, 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 no. Because one of my goals was like, over the years, once I get myself back together, once I got my business and career back together, I wanted to save up money to buy her some Ugg boots, because on more than one appointment, we would talk, and she loves fashion and she loves Ugg boots. So this like, she actually listened to me, and with my disability and things like that, she knew that I don't want to be on medications for the rest of my life. I understand that I'm going to have to be, but are there any ways where I can not have to take as much of the medication? Are there any natural, because she's into natural medicine. I love, because like my grandmother was full blood Native American, and it's like I love looking up those kind of things. Some people might try to call me a witch, and I'm like, okay, well, At least I'll be a cute one. At least I'll be a cute one, Anyway. But I mean, part of me just feels like God made the plants of the earth. And if God made all of these things around us, why do I have to only depend on pharmaceutical drugs? Why do I have to depend on things that are chemically made? And it's like so many people fear 420 when it's a natural plant and it helps so many people with different disabilities, but they'd rather have them consume toxins and things that have side effects, but they don't care about the side effects. They want us to like the whole capitalism thing. And so, I mean, again, all of my opinion, but yeah, all of my current doctors, like even though she left, and like yeah, she's still my like part of me wants to see is like, can I just like once I get my business together, can I mail her like a copy of my book and some UGG boots? It's like I don't know her shoe size, so but she was such an amazing and awesome doctor. She listened to me, and it's like I I started seeing her right before I was diagnosed. So I remember, I think it was the second or third time when I got diagnosed, and she read the diagnosis ahead of the appointment, whatever. So when she walked into the room after the nurse, did the blood or the blood pressure and all that stuff, she came and gave me a hug. And I remember my sister was shocked, and she was like, I read your diagnosis, and you were right. You were right all this time. Doctors did not listen to you. You were right all of this time. And I just remember thinking, that is what I that is what I've needed to hear all this time. That is what I have needed to hear. But now I just wish Dr. Cirilli and all these other ignorant, no good, either racist, bigoted, stupid, naive, ego, like just narcissistic, like selfish, conniving people would understand that. It's like because I had to suffer through the pain. I literally had to suffer, like, and I'm the one still being punished because now my disability got worse. And sometimes I wonder, would I be in this shape if I had been diagnosed years ago when I told people I don't know why I walk like this? I don't know, like, because they said I walk like this since I was a baby. Once I started walking, my parents noticed I walked differently. They took me to a hospital, and at that hospital, the doctor said nothing's wrong with her. Just take her home. But then that turned into, over the years, she's a liar. She wants attention. She just wants to walk like that and stuff like that. Year after year after year after year after year after year after year. And so many white doctors. And there's like my pediatrician, I don't know if I will ever forget, like, I know, like, the Christians, like, you're supposed to forgive her, like, the trauma that I faced because of her. So like I said, some not all black female doctors, not all, because with her, she mixed Christian with her health practice. She had the nerve to say that I must have Satan in me. And she told my mother to spank it out of me in order to walk right. But then I still wonder, I can't sue for that. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, anyway, happy National Hospital Belated Day. And just know that I am the handicapable black woman. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. Don't forget that you're human. Don't forget that doctors are not always right. Fight for the health needs or the necessities, whatever that, like, get a second opinion if needed. I am proof of what goes wrong with the hospital medical practice. I am the evidence of that. So, take care.